Hey everybody, welcome back. This is day 2 of our 3-day challenge. I'm your host, Alan Galang, with my amazing co-host here and the CEO and the top athlete here at Fit 40 Express. This is Helen Fong, who is not in her 40s. I know. You probably think she is, or even younger. 40s. She is 55. She's 55, feeling 30, looking in her 30s. And that's why we're here, because we are here to show you how to make this kind of result happen for you starting here right now today. And we're excited because we're about to launch today's talk about how to accelerate, how to speed up the process of burning fat, of building lean muscle, of being able to create that youthful tone on your skin and just that tightness in the skin tone, which really matters if we're talking about building lean muscle, about creating that ideal physique, right? So today, Helen's going to start this off, and we're going to talk about the thing that really helped accelerate. I mean, there's several things, but one of the big ones was the selection of supplements. The selection of supplements. Now, before I pass this over to Helen, I want to remind you, whether you're here live or you're watching the recording, just a couple of things for legal purposes. Number one, this is not medical advice. We are not doctors. We're not nutritionists. And we're not any of those things. We are athletes, we are practitioners, and we're sharing with you the things that we have done to change our bodies, so you have an opportunity to do your own investigation, to look into this stuff for yourself. There's thousands of people before us that have done this. There's thousands of people that are doing it after, and they're all getting, generally speaking, amazing results. So why not you, right? Just remember that this is not medical advice. And lastly, if you are somebody who is going through a physical challenge, if you have, let's say, a heart condition, or you have a liver dysfunction, or a kidney dysfunction, or you have something wrong with your gut health, if you have a case like IBS, please make sure that you go to your healthcare professional first and speak to them about what you can and cannot do before you use this video and the information provided as any type of friendly advice or as a guideline to build your own supplement program. Okay?
No, this is very good. Like Coach Allen said, right? Before you take our advice, make sure you contact your medical professionals and
absolutely
ask for their advice first if it's okay for your specific body, because they are the one who understand your body.
Absolutely.
We are sharing what work for us.
Yeah.
I think that we find great results using these products.
Exactly. And that's why we're here to share with you today.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let me get out of the way for a little bit. Helen's going to take over,
yes,
and I'll come back to do my part to share with you as well.
Thank you, Coach Allen.
Take it away, Ms. Helen.
Yes. So yesterday, we talked about body type and how your body responds to exercise and nutrition. And today we're going to talk about muscle recovery and the supplement and best supplement for muscle recovery. You see, when you go to the gym, you exercise, you eat well. When you exercise, your body need, the muscles especially, need pampering. I would call that recovery. Right, for the muscles to grow, the fibers in the muscles are broken down. In order to grow, we have to go through some pressure, some challenge, and those pressure need to be looked after for anything to grow. I mean, like, this is very similar to when our mind, when we go through difficulties, we push through. But it would be great when there's help recovery. An area, for example, if you're down, and then you have friends, you have support. So what supplements do is support in the process of growth. And in this case, the muscles need that kind of support to grow faster, right? So your goal is to have leaner muscles and lower body fat. So you have that firm, strong looking body. Okay, so we talk about the nutrition. That's good. Nutrition, the macro, the fat, the protein that builds muscle. But on top of that, you need a little bit more. You need a little more support. right? Another reason about having supplement is that some of the food that you eat, especially in the world right now, you don't know whether it's real food or fabricated. And when food are manufactured and out there, a lot of time they have a lot of chemicals in the food, and those chemicals might not be good for your body. So most of the time, the food that you eat are not pure nutrients. So it's important with supplements. Supplements are a food that has less of those chemicals in them. Okay, so that's the reason we want to talk about for having supplements to build leaner muscles, is because those two reasons. All right. So before, let me see right now. I'm going to show you what muscle recovery is, and so you have an understand. And then I'm going to share with you the supplements that I use while I was preparing for my competitions. Okay, and that's something that you can try or take a look. And before you do that, consult with your medical professionals first. Okay, bear with me right here. 1 second. Very good. One second. Okay. What is muscle recovery? Especially muscle recovery after workout, and why it is important. Okay. Muscle recovery refers to the process by which muscles repair and rebuild after workout or physical activity. It involves a variety of physiological process, including repairing muscles, tissue damage, replenishing energy stores, and removing waste products like lactic acids. Muscle recovery is important because it allows your body to adapt and improve from the stresses placed on it during exercise. When you exercise, your muscle experiences small amount of damage and stress, which triggers a response from your body to repair and rebuild them stronger than before. This is how muscles grow and adapt to new challenges. Without adequate muscle recovery, your muscles may not have time to fully repair and rebuild, which can lead to a decreased performances and an increased risk of injury. Additionally, overtraining or not allowing for enough rest and recovery time can lead to a buildup of stress and fatigue in your body, which can have negative effects on your overall health and well-being. In short, muscle recovery is essential for maximizing the benefits of exercise and ensuring that your body can handle the demands of physical activities. Okay, let me see. So basically, stop sharing. Basically, when your body experiences stress from working out in the gym, it needs to have rest, and to have not just rest, but nutrients so the muscles can grow back. Okay, so one more second. So before, okay, 1 second. I'm going to show you another video, what type of supplements that I use. All right, so bear with me. Okay. Share. Okay, one of the supplements that I use the most, even now, before my competitions or during my competition, while I was prepared for competition, um, was a protein powder. Why? It's because protein is crucial for muscle building and repair. And yes, we get protein from meat, but however, protein powder has pure protein without too many calories. All right, so there's the amount of protein your body needs to change, but at the same time, the extra calories, if your body doesn't burn it off, it will show up in your body as fat. So the goal is to have quality of nutrients without the added calories, and protein powder is one of the way to get it. So that's one of my favorite. Right? And then there are different types of protein powder. Some come from whey, which is animal products, and other come from plant-based options. All right, you can choose whatever you like, what's best for you. And then, of course, there's other supplements, BCAA. They're all amino acids, contains more nutrients in them in building muscles. And this is BCAA and all these different types of supplements that I use to get my body looking so lean on stage. And it's probiotics, as you can see here, all different types. This is this one. I use that right before my stage, because when you go on stage, it's a time that you must have a certain amount of body fat to look lean to be on stage, right? And this helps with the fat loss. Okay. Yes. And yeah, collagens, wheatgrass powder, anything to improve my body, anything. For the muscle, to build muscles. To build muscle, it takes a lot of work, right? And there's omega-3 fatty acids. We can have that from food, but again, sometimes the food might have too many calories. So sometimes when you take it in the supplement form, you get the supplements, the vitamins, mineral, without added calories. That is the goal. Right here. Because after you work out in the gym, your muscles actually are pretty sore. If they're not sore, that means they are not growing. So when they're sore, yes, you can the soreness can stay for a longer period of time, but there's a way to make the recovery faster, and one of the ways is to have some kind of supplements, so the recovery is shorter, right? Instead of a week to recover on the muscles, what happened if you only need 2 days? Don't you want to go back to the gym right away? Right? So that's another reason for having supplements in the process. It really hurts when you work out in the gym. Your muscle will become sore. Okay. And vitamin D is one of the best supplements. Or if you don't want to do the supplements, then again, you can have them in the food. But to make sure that you get it, if you get it from food, make sure the food are within the calories, not extra added, extra calories which your body doesn't need. Okay, here's more supplements. do omega. See right here, I do take omega, and then I do also these minerals and supplements, multivitamins as well. I find that if you are not sure as a woman in this stage, maybe perhaps get a bottle says multivitamin. That multivitamin might have a bit of everything. But if your body is really short in one type of supplement or minerals, you might want it to specifically target that vitamins. But you don't know until you have your body check. So the best thing I would suggest, maybe perhaps before you start this journey, have your doctor take a look at your body, what supplement you might be missing. Sometimes our mood might be off, and it might be simply our bodies just lack certain supplements, vitamins or minerals. Okay, because I know, because I happen to have that kind of experience, and once I started taking certain supplements, for me it was vitamin B12. But without it, my mood just goes off, and I noticed the difference. So I would suggest, first of all, use basically try it yourself. Try it and see how your body feel, how you feel when you take these supplements. All right. So those are the supplements I actually take before my competition, more during my competitions. Off season, I still have those supplements with me. Some I take more, some I continue to take some during the off season, because your body needs it, and depending on your activity level and depending on how you feel and how you look. All right, so there's really no fixed amount, but all depends you and on how your body responds to the supplements. All right, so again, I would suggest you really experience and then journal it down, how your body feel, what you look like, because your body is very different, and not just different from everyone else, but sometimes what's going on in your life also affect how your body responds to everything else. So I would not depend on one factor that might be the cause of how you feel, how you look. It could be psychological, it could be physically, and biochemical. Right? There's three areas that you must look into that make up the way you look, the way you feel, the way you eat, the way you think, and from the way you move. Three areas, right? So if you have any questions, you can ask us later on. But that's what I want to share with you today. So supplements is crucial if you wanted to bring your body to the next level. Okay, so thank you so much. It's Coach Alan's turn now to share his expertise.
All right. Well, hopefully you had a great time with Helen as she explains to you all her reasons as to why she uses her supplements, how it's benefited her, how it's obviously transformed her body, and how it continues to keep her looking younger and a lot more healthier, stronger, and just a better sense of overall life. I mean, this is the lady who I've known now since 2017. And the one thing that I can say about her, that I'm talking from personal experience, so it's not even just scientific proof or just what you read online. This is living experience. One thing I've learned about her is that her energy is generally always high. Her ability to sleep on less when required and still be able to perform is higher than most people I've ever met in their 50s. And being in the industry for so long, since 2007, actually, so it's been a long time for me. I've met a lot of people of all ages, sizes, shapes, you name it. And the one thing that I've noticed is that it's not always common to meet people in their 50s who have a high level of energy. They have a high level of drive. and a willingness to go out there and exceed what they can currently accomplish and achieve. Usually by the time people are in their 50s, generally speaking, they usually want to settle down more. They usually want to just start to tone things down. They want to go at a slower pace. And I say that out of respect because, after living so many years, a certain amount of years, it's rightfully so. They should want to just relax and take a back seat and just start to enjoy life at a slower pace. But this lady over here at 55 years old literally operates her life like most people I know that are 30. She gets up, she takes care of herself, she takes care of her family, does stuff for the kids, runs her business during the day, takes a few hours here and there to go visit the relatives, comes back, runs her business some more, all the way up until the evening, then goes out and enjoys her evenings with her family, her kids, or with friends going out to dinner. I mean, if you look at her schedule, it's a fairly packed day, and it's very considerably similar to people in their 30s. Now, why am I sharing that? I'm sharing that because I don't think there's a way Helen could do that unless her energy was high, unless her ability to recover was fast and it was good, unless her muscle was able to support the energy output that she puts out daily on a regular basis. Like a busy schedule is generally a norm for Helen. And that's huge because that's something I know a lot of you want for yourself too. And that's why we're sharing this talk about the supplements today.
Can I share something? Thank you so much. I want to remind you, I actually have more energy now in my 50s than in my 20s and 30s.
Oh.
I'm actually doing more. I want different, but still the same amount of work. When you say I visited relatives, actually my elderly parents.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was younger, I would take care of my kids, right? A lot of energy work, right? But now it's the same amount. So I feel that with the help of supplement and the right nutrition and workout really make a difference.
Right, 100%. I agree. That's
Totally.
totally fine. No, absolutely. And that's where we're going to continue this conversation a little bit more because it's one thing that Helen did was tell you about the kind of supplements she used. I'm going to use that board again to draw for you just a quick outline of how that's helped support her change and how that can help support your goals and your transformation and get you the results that you want faster as well.
Yeah, it's fascinating that no matter what type of vehicle that we are in, we can still make it better.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what we're here to do today is talk about how to make it better for you too.
Thank you.
So let's make the switch. Okay. Here we go. So looking at the whiteboard here, here's an example of how supplements have really helped Helen and how we believe it'll help you as well. This is important because if you think about progress, what's one of the key factors that we use to understand if we're progressing or not? Well, one of those main factors is time. We always want to look at time and ask ourselves, you've probably been thinking about this the whole time too, which is, okay, Alan, if I do this, if I take part in this challenge, if I decide to go after my transformation, well, how long is this going to take, right? Well, as much as I'd love to tell you, well, it'll take this block of time, that'll really all depend on you. How consistently are you working out? How consistent are you with your nutrition? How consistent are you with your recovery? So on that aspect, I can't really say anything unless we talk one-to-one. And if you are looking for a one-to-one coach, please make sure that you reach out, look at the bottom of this video, email us, contact us. You can hit us up here on this video itself. There's usually a little contact me button at the bottom. And just ask us about what it is that you need. And if we can support you, we've been more than happy to do that. But in terms of progression, here is what we've noticed. In 2018, Helen had started training with me. And one of the things that we first started doing is just getting her into a workout routine. I'm going to talk about Helen, of course, because her background and her experiences probably relates well to you at some level. So as I talk about her, please remember that I'm also talking about and relating to your experiences as well, okay? When she would go and do a workout, let's say she was working her back, she's doing like the back row on the cable machine, right? A lot of times it would take her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, up to 7 days in order to recover her muscles in her back. And that was because during that time, she was new to working out. And the most that she wanted to do was drink some water and use this ginseng supplement that she swore by. And it was actually a really good supplement, but it wasn't a one-shot, does-it-all kind of supplement. And you learn that through experience, right? So make a long story short, her average time to recover is about 7 days. Now, when I say recover, I don't mean where it just feels good. You could work out a muscle and it could be sore for a day or two. And then by day 3 or 4, you might feel more normal, right? What I'm talking about is where it's fully recovered, where not only does it feel normal, but the muscle also performs a little bit better. The strength is a little bit better. The endurance is a little bit better. And that goes days after the muscle starts to feel good again, okay? When it feels good, it just means it's not fully torn anymore, but it still means that it might need extra time in order to build. We're talking about building lean muscle here, right? And that's the nature of this game. That's why it took her 7 days. Now, after we started getting her into a supplement regimen, which started in 2019, we started noticing that the 7 days that she took in order to recover averaged about 3 days. So without supplements, the average rest period to recovery period was a week. Of course, I'm ballparking here. Sometimes it's 5 days, sometimes 6 days, right? But on average, it'll be about 7. In 2019, it took her about 3 days to recover. And I'm talking about 3 days where not only did she feel good, but if she went and did that back row machine workout again, not only could she do the same weight, but she could also do the same reps. A lot of times she'd do the same reps and she had a little extra to push, an extra 1 or 2 reps. And a lot of times, not only could she do more reps, but she could also put on a small addition of resistance weight. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is that if you look at this over the course of 1 year, and of course, this is a gross exaggeration, this is a generalization, okay? So it's not specific, but we generalize this to help you understand this better, because it's a one-way conversation, right? I want you to imagine this. If she can take a 7-day recovery period on one muscle group, condense it down to 3 days, and get optimal performance, optimal recovery, to actually see the muscle get a little leaner, a little toner, a little bit stronger, then what does that mean over a year? Well, it means that everything that she was supposed to gain in 7 days, now her results can double in the same period of time. Now, that might not sound like a big deal to you. I don't know, for some people it is, for some people it isn't. You do me a favor, can you grab the body fat, the 2 of them? But over here, if we're talking about losing weight, and we're talking about losing body fat in particular, I want you to imagine this for a second, okay? I just asked Helen, thank you. I just asked Helen to grab me the examples of body fat. This here is a 5-pound example. My God, this looks bigger on video. This here, you can take a look, it's okay. Helen's just over in the corner. This here is a 5-pound example of body fat. Look at the size of this thing. Look at this. Look at this.
It is bigger.
This thing's huge. Yeah, it looks bigger on video. Now, to compare this to my arm, like it's a sizable amount of fat, right? If you look at your body fat and you ask yourself, okay, I want to take twice as long to lose this, what would you say to yourself? If you said to yourself, I'm okay to lose this in 6 months, versus I'd be excited if I got rid of this in 3 months, which one would you rather have? If you were to take this 1 pound of fat, which is still a sizable amount, it's about the size of my fist, would you rather take 30 days to get rid of this 1 pound? Or would you rather do that in 2 weeks? Think about that for a second. Like, really stop and think about that, because it's easy for us to come out and say, oh yeah, you get twice the results. But when you look at what you're comparing this to, losing that 5 pounds of fat or that 1 pound, which not to mention, we're also talking about building several pounds of lean, sexy, young, attractive muscle that you want on your body. The way that you look at Helen's and you say to yourself, oh my God, she looks amazing. I would love to have that body like that. Well, guess what? She lost several of these, and she definitely lost several of these. And when people look at her and they're like, hey, wait a minute, you made that transformation to get on a bikini fitness stage in only 3 months. Now I'm talking about 3 months where it was dedicated, it was consistent, 6 days a week, a couple hours a day. Realize that the supplementation program we put her on, if she wasn't on that program, it would have taken her 6 months to lose this. And I'm shaking it to make an exaggerating point. 6 months is a long time to get rid of this sucker. Just hitting you in the face. You're gonna get rid of this sucker. Would you want to take 6 months to get rid of that? I mean, really, you can if you want to. I'm not one to judge or to call you out. I mean, it's really up to you. We're putting this show on for you. So whatever it is you decide, hey, that's great. That works for you. But if you're here and you're still watching us on day 2, whether live or recorded, then there's a good chance that number one, you're that kind of person that says, hey, I'm sick of this. I need to make a change, but I don't know how. And number 2, you probably now realize that there's things that other people are doing to get themselves further ahead in shorter periods of time that maybe you weren't aware of. I know I wasn't so many years ago. Like, this stuff was brand new to me way back in the day. And it was for Helen and for many others. And that's why we're sharing this with you today. Because today you're getting a chance to discover what some people do, like Helen, to take a 6-month program, drop it into 3. And in 3 months to get that physique, to get that body, it opened up doorways for her to do so many things. Things like get on a bikini stage, to win first place, second place, third place, which really just isn't about the placement, but it's about the confidence that you build, the character that you build, the self-belief that you gain from knowing that you were once a person who didn't think you could do that, all the way to becoming the person who's living it. And doing that in a shorter period of time than what most people think they could do. So when you look at these supplements and you look at all the things that we're advising, please make note, the whole goal of supplementation is, number one, to lessen the amount of time, less time to produce the results that you want, which also means that you're condensing the effort that you have to put out. You can do this on less effort if your results are coming faster. And the third thing is that it's not only about building the body fat and building lean muscle, which is what we've been talking about all this time, but in many cases, the inside of your body, generally speaking, starts to become younger. It starts to move blood and oxygen more freely, which also gives you the chance to live longer. And we're not just talking about how good you look now, but we're talking about the longevity of your life, aren't we? Now, I might be going way too much down the line. You might be that person that's like, hey, I just want to get fit now. I just want to look good now. Summer's here and I'm a little bit behind and I just want to look amazing now. If that's you, perfect. Recognize using supplementation can help you get there faster versus just eating regular food, which is good. You got to eat. But the nutritional value, the quality of the nutrition in most of today's food is so low that it's not even close to supporting the results that you want to produce in your body. So with that, I'm going to close off with a couple of things. Number one, ask yourself, are you using any supplements now? I'm just going to put a big question mark in there. And if you're not, if you are, then great. Make a list. What are those things? And find out, how are they supporting you? Are they supplements that are specifically helping you with getting more lean, more toned, and losing body fat? If they are, great. And if they're not, do you need some water? Yeah, okay. Just checking on Helen, she's coughing a little bit. No, it's not COVID, don't worry, people. It's just a little bit dry here in the studio. She's just grabbing some water right now. Number two, you just got to ask yourself, are there additional supplements that you can use that are safe, that are effective, that can support your goals to help you get from where you are to where you want to be on less time? If you already have all the supplements that you want, perfect. If you're unsure of what supplements to take, look back on Helen's part on this video and just review the things that she's using so you can add it to your list as well. And again, if you're unsure as to what to use, if you're kind of like, oh my God, you guys threw so much at me right now, Helen, I don't even know where to start. Look at the bottom of this video. There's an email, there's an opt-in, there's a, hey, contact us portion, whatever button we put down there for you. There's a way to reach us. You can always reach out, ask us anything that you want. And we're usually pretty good at getting back within 24 hours or less. Feel free to do that, okay? So with that said, that's it for today. Talking about supplements, getting those faster results, making that happen for you in record-breaking time, which is outstanding because now we're going to close off and move on for tomorrow's call. Come on back here, Ms. Fong. Tomorrow's call is going to be all about what?
We're going to show the ladies how to remove we all have bad habits. All right.
Bad eating habits.
Bad eating habits.
Mm-hmm,
Even mind habits too, mindset habits too.
Mhm.
That contribute a big part to the way we think, how we
Right.
Accumulate energy in our system. So we're going to Coach Alan is going to show you how to do that.
Yeah. There's slow ways of getting rid of old bad food habits. There's faster ways of doing it. And tomorrow we're just going to share one of the many techniques we have to help people just like you and us on how to remove some of those bad eating habits so you don't keep loading your body with excess processed food, processed sugar, and instead you make room for all the healthy stuff that builds lean muscles, lots of tonality, and creates that young, youthful image that everybody can never get enough of.
Imagine you have that power, see your favorite food, and you said, no, I don't want you.
Take no, chips, bye-bye. Or have a couple of bites and you're like, hey, I'm good. I don't need to eat the whole box.
Yeah,
right?
It's nice to have that power.
Mhm.
Instead of food taking over your control your mind.
Right, you control the food instead.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Big help.
big
So,
help.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Ms. Fong. And thank you folks for taking the time to watching this, again, either live or recorded. We appreciate you. We want to see you succeed. And as you make those transformations for yourself, make sure you hit us up, show us, send us a photo, video, anything. We would love to support you in your progress as well.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.